What is up? It's your boy JNW Boss in the building, and we are just about 2 episodes away from the end of an era pay-per-view and the birth of Action Central Wrestling. But for right now, we are here in Gainesville, Georgia. So without further ado, let's run down some of the match cards. First off, it will be Omar Baldwin going one-on-one with Austin Kazarian. Now, Austin Kazarian is actually in preparation for a match on the final episode against Jay Morgan, but can he topple the big man, Omar Baldwin, in singles action? We're going to find that out right here tonight. And then kicking off the show, it will be Carmen going one-on-one with Kimiko. Carmen actually laid out Kimiko on the previous episode of All Out Action, trying to get into the head of the women's champion, Carolyn Amber. And as Carmen prepared for a Fall Count Anywhere match against Carolyn Amber, can she beat Kimiko this time in a fair matchup? And then there's also Carolyn Amber versus a deranged Angelina Spears. Angelina Spears sent a loud and clear message to Ashley Knight that she is ready for her at end of an era. But Carolyn, on that same token, has a massive title match to prepare for if she can survive Carmen in that Fall Count Anywhere match. So 2 women with a lot to win. And then also Jake Havoc versus Adrian Oxley. Jake Havoc took out Adrian's running buddy, Austin Wallace, on his previous appearance in All Out Action. Now we get to see how he does against the All Out Action United States champion in Adrian Oxley. Can Jake Havoc continue his momentum? And then in our main event, it is the rematch, RJ Miles versus A2J, except this time it is no holds barred. A2J beat RJ Miles in the matchup for the World Championship a couple of episodes ago. RJ last episode attacked A2J in a parking lot. And now these two get to settle it. No holds barred in our main event. It should be off the chain. Now without further ado, it's time to kick things off with Carmen versus Kimiko. And we're going to kind of forgo the ring announcement on this particular episode here. And because I'm personally looking forward to seeing Carmen versus Kimiko, because these 2 women have a lot of history dating back to All Out Revolution. Carmen has even defeated Kimiko on pay-per-view when she was the All Out Revolution Women's Champion. But it seemed for Carmen, ever since losing the All Out Revolution Women's Championship at Breaking Boundaries, and ever since being drafted here to All Out Action, it seems that Carmen has a bit of a vendetta. It seems that Carmen has a chip on her shoulder, and it's pretty crystal clear that we're seeing that mindset from how she's walking down to the ring, how she's carrying herself, and how she's been carrying herself through her actions ever since arriving here in All Out Action, attacking Carolyn and then attacking Kimiko in the most recent episode. Just look at the blank look in Carmen's eyes. I mean, Carmen is just focused. Carmen is will-driven, and Carmen wants to do anything and everything it takes to become the All Out Action Women's Champion. Because if Carmen is able to beat Carolyn in the Fall Count Anywhere match, that means that she will get to face Gloria Bath at the end of an era, who is the same woman that beat her for the All Out Revolution Women's Championship. But if I were Carmen, I wouldn't look too far ahead here, because you have to deal with someone in Kimiko, someone who you know very well, and someone who admittedly owned a victory over Carmen. And back when Kimiko debuted in All Out Revolution, Carmen was her first opponent, and Carmen actually took a loss to Kimiko, and Kimiko looking to get a win here tonight and also get a measure of revenge while we're at it, as Kimiko taking flight, flying through the air, attacking Carmen to get this one started here. And I think it's pretty crystal clear what Kimiko's mindset is, not only to pick up a massive win, but to get revenge on the same woman who has admittedly been a thorn in her side for as long as Kimiko has been in the professional wrestling industry during the days of All Out Revolution, and here included in All Out Action. And as this initial matchup, as our opening matchup gets underway, hello, JNW Boss again, welcome you guys to another edition of All Out Action. We are 2 episodes away from the end of an era pay-per-view and the beginning of Action Central Wrestling, which means, yes, next episode will be the final All Out Action episode in our history. And I would like to say thank you guys so much for all your support up to this point, and I hope you guys tune in for ACW. So at any point during this episode, you feel so inclined, feel free to click the like, comment, and subscribe. And also, click the bell icon. That way you don't miss another all-out action and all-out revolution upload. Also, feel free to use the hashtag up above to talk about the show on Twitter. And right now, ain't really a whole lot of talking here with Kimiko. He's on fire here and immediately running full head of steam, taking the head off Carmen, and only gets the 1 count. Now, to that extent, I'm not really surprised. And I don't think Kimiko is either. Kimiko is not stupid. Like I said, she's been in the ring with Carmen before. She knows what Carmen is capable of. And if she thought that was actually going to get Carmen... oh, wait a second. Oh, man. If she thought that was actually going to defeat Carmen, then Kimiko, I'm afraid you don't know who you're dealing with. Off the spine buster. Kimiko left it up. Kimiko's not letting up her attack here, going immediately to the top rope. And she got some evil intention for Carmen. Here we go. Excellent cross body. Using that top rope as a very valuable asset in her offense. She also has the red arrow from up there. And right now she uses this to set up for it. Excellent work from Kimiko. Dropping her down. And now Kimiko going for the red arrow. Looking to end this one. Oh! Carmen going to say, no, that's not going to happen. I know that move too well. I'm going to counter it. And I'm going to get some offense in. And this is the type of stuff that Carmen needs. She needs to start implementing that power game. And there she is, doing just that with that spine buster. Looking to wear down the back and potentially wear down the head and neck. We've seen her have that vicious leg trap DDT in her arsenal. And we also seen her use that exploder suplex to get the win. Right now she's going to use the big boot to do it. And she gets almost a 2 count. Again, I think it's the case that Carmen knows how tough Kimiko is, but look at this. Look at the submission locked in from Carmen. The beat bite is locked in to Kimiko. Is she going to be able to get out of it? And yes, she does. You know good and well, the All Out Action Women's Champion, Carolyn Amber, is watching this matchup. And I hope she is able to get her head on straight because, as pointed out in the match card graphic, she does have a matchup against a very... I guess crazier than usual Angelina Spears, who has this massive obsession with Ashley Knight. And we're going to cover more of that as we get into her matchup with Carolyn. But right now, Carmen is looking to add insult to injury. Driving the knees into the ribs, going straight for the cover. She's going to have it here as she gets a 2 count. That's a little bit closer than where she got the last time. And now look at Carmen. She's working this match her pace, slowing it down, working on the arm, working on the shoulder of Kimiko. Want to make sure she is the least effective as possible in that regard, because we do know Kimiko is a very quick striker, a very prolific striker. Also not afraid to go high risk with you. She'll go head up with Carmen any day of the week, and we're seeing her doing that right now, driving the elbow in, but Carmen was ready for the second one. And now, oh, wait a second. Great counter. Look at this. Back slide into a bridge. Kimiko may have this one. No, she does not. Kick out at 2. Trying to catch Carmen about the pride. And Kimiko kind of wore herself out. Probably from the hot start there. And just ate a knee right to the jaw from Carmen. But look at Kimiko getting right back into it. Excellent work right into a DDT. Kimiko looking to use some more high-risk offense. Here's springboard. Elbow drop right across the sternum, right across the chest of Carmen. Straight into a cover and a kick out at 2 again. You know, if you ask me, even though Carmen technically had more victories over Kimiko than Kimiko does, I think Kimiko got the potential to be Carmen's kryptonite if Kimiko is able to figure out a winning strategy here. Because every time Kimiko and Carmen step foot in the ring, it is always a very close battle, with Carmen just being one step ahead. And speaking of being a step ahead, gets out of the submission and just knocks Kimiko's head clean off with that kick. That's a great way to turn the matchup around for Carmen, but great counter by Kimiko. And this is the type of winning strategy I'm talking about. I was mentioning Carmen being one step ahead, but Kimiko might be a step ahead of her game as well. Looking to end this one, and Alright, belong to kids to all the people out here in Georgia. I'm sure there are several people who would appreciate that. And look at this. Kimiko Red Arrow got the lead up for the second time. That is not about to happen on Carmen's watch. Gonna lift her up. Gore Buster. GTS across the jaw. Kimiko got hit with that knee earlier for the second time. Knee hit the jaw of Kimiko. That leg trap DDT, driving her head into the mat. She felt that on concrete, and now she feels it in the middle of the ring. And unfortunately for Kimiko, that would be going down as a loss. This match pretty much proved what I was saying this entire time. It was going to be a back and forth affair. And it was. And Carmen ended up leaving the matchup with the victory. As she should, given the strategy that she was in. She realized she couldn't play around with Kimiko. She had one chance to make the most of it. She had one chance to get the win, and she took it. Bravo to Carmen. I'll give her that one. Carmen. Falls count anywhere. You and I finished this. You challenged me into a parking lot. And look how that turned out for you. Ever since then, you've been on a vendetta to defeat me, to take me out. And now that I am the all-out action women's champion, you tried to take that from me too. But Fall Count Anywhere, I make good on my promise that I made to you at Live On. And that is to make you, once and for all, fade away. I think it's pretty crystal clear what the mindset is of the women's champion, Carolyn Amber. To make Carmen fade away. Is that going to happen? Well, only time will tell. But for right now, it's time to move on as Austin Kazarian, conveniently without the escort of his student, you may say, in Caden Miles. Because Austin Kazarian feels this way going into this matchup. He started All Out Action by himself. Nobody in the corner, nobody to help him. And so he wants to go out that same way he came in, by himself. He needs to kind of go back to his roots of what made him, well, the star that he was. And admittedly, we've seen Kazarian have that spark of brilliance. It was at season 1 of AOA Last Stand. Austin Kazarian actually took the fight to Brock Lesnar in a losing effort, mind you, but he still took the fight to that match. And we've seen him in the ring with guys like Jay Morgan before, because that was one of his heated rivals, and Monster. And now we're going to see how he does against somebody that has the mass, and I don't mean any disrespect by that, but somebody that has the weight, size, and the ability of Omar Baldwin. The Omar Baldwin came here as a part of the Action Draft, drafted from All Out Revolution. And admittedly, in All Out Revolution, he didn't do the best. He had his moment. And especially whenever you show up and you break the ring, that's definitely one way to make an impact, I can promise. But he had his moments, and he wasn't able to properly find his footing. But I feel that if Omar, gets a little bit more time under his belt, gets a little bit, more experience under his belt, I think he got the potential to do something great. So we're going to see how he does against a veteran like Austin Kazarian. But Omar, if you're Omar, you need to watch out for the craftiness of Austin Kazarian. And if you're Austin Kazarian, you need to watch out for the strength and the power of Omar, who can hit like a truck if you want to. Right now, ooh! Austin Kazarian feeling that head on, because a couple of shots to the ribs sent him stumbling back in the clothesline, catching him right in the head. Looked like he didn't connect all of it, but when you're moving at the speed and you have the strength of someone like an Omar Baldwin, you don't really need to do too much to get your point across. And right now, he's getting the point across very crystal clear. He's coming into this match to win. He's coming into this match to dominate, and he's coming into this match to potentially set himself up for success going into the end of an era, or going into the ACW, going into ACW in general. Right now, he's looking to do a great job at that. If I'm Austin Kazarian, my life is flashing before my eyes there, and then the wind has left my body at that point off of that vicious senton from Omar Baldwin, and then they're going to chuck him across the ring. And it's something about being in there with a guy like Omar who's going for the cover here. And then they kick out at 2 on the part of Kazarian. But it's something in there with being with a guy like Omar who, I mean, you look at him and you don't really immediately feel that, that intimidation like you would feel with somebody like a Monster, Reaper, Dave, Destry even. But you don't want to underestimate this guy because this dude, again, can hit like a tank, and Austin Kazarian feeling that right now. And then also, it's something about being in the ring with a powerhouse. A guy who can throw you around, a guy who can really make you feel small inside this ring. That got to get to you mentally as well. I mean, and look at Omar. He's showing off right now. He's showing off. It didn't really work out for him. Fortunately, Omar was able to stop himself from crashing into that corner. Austin was starting to take advantage. But never mind that. Close line from Omar Baldwin. But you had Omar showing off and knowing that he can just ragdoll you with every which way. You gotta mess with you mentally, especially if you're in a match against a guy like him. But I'll give props to Austin Kazarian for staying alive in this matchup. And he needs to weather the storm somehow. Look at Omar trying to go for a clothesline and up and over. Goes Omar Baldwin, and I was just mentioning weathering the storm. Commentator Kirk kicks in. Austin weathered that storm perfectly. The nice clothesline off the apron. And now he's going to follow suit. I think Kazarian now feels like he got a wide open target in Omar Baldwin, and that he does. How he reacts, how he handles it, we're about to find out. And again, I find it very funny in a way that Austin, Austin trying to go for a clothesline. That didn't work. Thank goodness he was able to dodge the clothesline of Omar. And look at Austin playing some solid defense there, being ready for him, flipping him off into the corner, the elbow into the enziguri, and Austin remains in control. That's the savviness of Austin Kazarian, I got to give him. He remains in control. He realized that Omar was about to level him again with that clothesline. He was ready for it, caught him, and now he's doing what he got to do here. The knee right to the side of the head, that's a good way to keep the dice rolling in the direction of Austin Kazarian. They're going to try to go for the pin here. He's covering to kick out at 2. And I got to wonder, Austin Kazarian usually likes to go for that arm trap, but wait a second, that looked like going for a different submission. I'm going to try to take Omar out of his comfort zone as far as the flexibility part, but the strength of Omar paying very well dividend. And preventing, Austin Kazarian from getting any type of submission win, but as I was mentioning, speaking of submissions, Omar, or Austin, likes to go for that arm trap crossface, but recently he's been sticking mainly towards the AK driver. So the question is he going to be able to get it in this match? And first is Austin Kazarian going to be able to wake up because he just ran head on into a brick wall, and that brick wall and that was just tossing across the ring. Remember what I said earlier about not needing to do much to get your point across? Austin just ran into him, and that's what happened. And Austin might want to find a way to get back into the matchup, because this isn't a good look at all if you're Austin Kazarian here. Now he's up on the top rope. Oh, thank goodness, Austin able to get out of the situation, and I thought he was going to follow up, but Omar catches him with a power slam, and the referee now going to have to check on Austin Kazarian. Oh, no. Look at Omar Baldwin. What a splash. What a splash. Close to 340 pounds across your midsection. And somehow, Austin Kazarian was able to kick out at 2. Shows the resiliency of Austin Kazarian. It shows the general speed, power, and apparently athleticism of Omar Baldwin. That is, mad respect to Austin Kazarian for fighting in this one. And it's kind of funny watching Austin Kazarian wrestle now as opposed to back in the day. Austin Kazarian back then was real cocky, real arrogant, real full of himself. And to say that he isn't that would be a lie. But I like how he focused more on what he's doing inside this ring. Like, look at this. That's a key form of strategy. 2 diving elbows right to the back, doing what he can to wear him down. I like how Austin, since his first run in AOA, has been, oh man, third time. Going for the cover off of that, I don't blame him. Is he going to get it though? That's the question. Oh, that's not a kick out at 2. But I was saying, I like how Austin, ever since his first run in AOA, has been staying more focused, paying more attention, I should say, to what he does in the ring. Paying more attention to how he carries himself in the ring. I mean, because let me just say it like this. The Austin Kazarian of old right now will be getting bodied by Omar Baldwin, to tell you the truth. Because he would have let his ego get the best of him. He would have let his arrogance get the best of him. And it would have cost him a loss. But right now, he probably might lose to Omar doing his thing. But great counter right there from Austin Kazarian. Dip right hand just popping right in the mouth. Whew. Remind me to never get into a fight with Austin, but wait a second. Austin Kazarian off the rope. Suicide dive right through the middle rope. Excellent work. Excellent. Tope to Athena by Austin Kazarian. Oh, yo, he picked him up over his shoulder. Airy crash on the floor. I guess you never underestimate the strength of Austin Kazarian, too, because look at what he just did right there. Catching them with an air raid crash. Oh, no, come on, bro. No, come on, man. You were doing just fine without resorting to cheap and underhanded tactics, and now Austin putting the chair in the middle rope. And we've seen what Austin can do in that type of environment. Omar realized it too, but look at that, Austin Kazarian. I'm going to say bending the rule because somehow that's not a disqualification. But bending the rule to his advantage. And now Austin with that AK driver. I applaud his strength for being able to pick up. Whoa. Well, that's a rope break. All right, Austin. You need to figure out. You're going to put him back up over his shoulder. Then. All right, fair enough. Just hit him with it for the second time. 2 AK driver. Down goes Omar Baldwin. I think Austin got it. Yes, he does. Austin Kazarian picking up the wins. Stooping to some underhanded tactics to do it. But nonetheless, victory is in the ballpark of Austin Kazarian. What a win for Austin going into his matchup, going into his final matchup against Jay Morgan. Props to him. I'll give him that. But ladies and gentlemen, if we can, coming up next is the 3-on-1 handicap match. Nate Shields versus the Twisted Disciple. And let's kind of run back why this happened. Here we are, last episode, Nate Shields was told to come out and speak his mind on everything that's been going on with him and Darren and everything. Nate started to make very personal threats. Z.I. told him to leave the building because of his threats, and well, Z.I. got this for that, for took him to the asylum 2 times in a row. Talk about something that if you're Nate Shields, you're going to probably live to regret if you don't play your cards right. So at end of an era, Nate Shields has a special challenge match that will be assigned by Mr. Bloomberg himself. With the stipulation being that if Nate loses, him and Dwayne, by association of making a threat, will be fired. But if Nate wins, then Darren's suspension will be lifted sooner than previously intended, thus putting him 1 step closer to getting his match, his requested match, his rightfully requested match, mind you, against Darren Tarr. Now, if I can for a little bit go over why Nate Shields has such disdain for Darren Tarr. And Darren was the one that reignited this fire, because it was during the previous season when Nate Shields, Dwayne Frost, King Kong, representing NXTV, and Monster all came over here to All Out Action and made the life of Darren and Destry specifically miserable. And Darren has not gotten over the fact that it was at Breaking Boundary Season 1 where Nate Shields tossed his brother 15 feet to the floor and was told by Z.I. he couldn't do nothing about it. And I think it's pretty crystal clear that Nate is taking this about as seriously as Darren is. On the back of his jacket, it says, "You will pay," and then Darren Tarleton's logo. So to say that Nate isn't taking this seriously is an understatement. But a lot happened during season 1. Nate, Dwayne, Monster, King Kong, the New World Nation making the life of Darren and Destry miserable, trying to end their career on numerous occasions. And Darren feels that him and Nate have unfinished business. That he wasn't able to properly finish things off with Nate Shield before Nate ends up leaving All Out Action the first time around. So now he's back. Darren attacked him at Breaking Boundaries following his World Championship match. Darren unfortunately then gets suspended. So Nate wants that match too. So much history between those two guys, man, I promise. But right now, Nate shouldn't be focusing on Darren. He shouldn't be focusing on the past. He should be focusing on right here, right now. Because he's about to face one of the most dangerous units in All Out Action and All Out Revolution, admittedly. In the current All Out Action Tag Team Champions, the Twisted Disciples, Ace Stone leading the front, JH3 in the back with the other championship and the mask on, and the big man standing behind Ace Stone is Colin Kane. Debuted for the group at AOA Next Level, and since then has been a very great and valuable asset to the success of the Twisted Disciples. Look at these three. The way they just control the room, control the space, the way they carry themselves. It's this sense of they know that they belong here. They know that they're on top of the world. They know that very few teams can match these guys. For instance, No Limit debuted against the Twisted Disciples, and we haven't seen No Limit since then. And, well, No Limit was talking heavy, mind you, about being one of the best factions in All Out Action, or going to be, and Twisted Disciples was able to shut that down instantly, and we haven't seen No Limit since. So all I'm gonna say, when you're dealing with the Twisted Disciples, watch where you step, because I can promise you, watch the first step, because as I say, it's gonna be a doozy. And right now, Nate Shield is gonna be in for, definitely, he's gonna be in for a rough ride, dealing with the Twisted Disciples. And of course, you gotta commend the strategy on the Twisted Disciples, having the big man Colin Kane start this matchup off, especially as Ace Stone and JH3 had a 2 out of 3 falls match for their AOA Tag Team Championship against the team of Big Mac and JB, better known as 2 Squad Up, in that final episode. Right now, Colin Kane just was manhandling Nate Shield. Over 300 pounds of Colin Kane, tossing Nate Shield around like he's a rag doll, man. And if you're Nate, you gotta be careful. If in your case, if your actions have consequences, and Nate is probably gonna be paying for those consequences. Colin Kane going for a cover, and they kick out at 2 on the part of Nate Shield. And just a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, in our main event, it will be A2J versus RJ Miles, no hold barred. We still have the All Out Action Women's Champion in action. Did a very loud and clear statement towards Carmen earlier tonight, so we're going to see how she does against Angelina Spears. Right now, we are seeing a clear display of dominance by the Twisted Disciples. Ace Stone is now tagged in, dropped hold, and the elbow right to the spine of Nate Shield, who has yet to get an ounce of offense in this matchup. Ace Stone just taking his time. I mean, he knows he got no reason to rush. The Twisted Disciples know that in 3-on-1 situations, they are almost unstoppable. Kick out at 2 again from Nate, but if I'm Nate, I would try to get some offense in with somebody as soon as possible. Try to get some offense in, wear them out, wear them down, and to potentially get out of this matchup as fast as possible before end of an era. And right now, it's a little bit difficult to do that as Ace Stone is really putting in work here, net breaker. Down goes Nate Shield. Ace Stone calling it quit already. Ace Stone about ready to get up out of here too. Oh! Hip toss there on the part of Ace Stone. Really just proving himself. German suplex. And he usually uses that German suplex to set up for the broken wheel, which is a sliding knee strike. And yes, that's exactly what he's going for. The broken wheel to end this thing. And Nate Shields able to counter that. He said, nah, brother, I'm going to stay in this one. I'm going to keep fighting for as long as I can. AKA, nah, brother, we good. And he's showing how good he is, putting a straight up beat down on Ace Stone in the buckle ball. And now this is where Nate can really turn the tide of this one. This is where he can really pump the gas and keep the ball rolling. Look at that, tossing Ace Stone right there. Beautiful, beautiful work. Ace Stone is, Nate Shield is feeling it, really trying to catch a breather. But look at JH3 jumping in the mix, jumping him in the corner. And look at that dragon suplex to JH3 for his effort, reminding JH3 to stay out of this one. This is grown man business here. Look at that suplex to Ace Stone. I'm giving prop to And I would give him prop to Nate Shield. That jumping knee strike from JH3 paid dividend. And off that strike, off impact alone, Nate Shield is busted wide open. Now he's on the wrong side of the ring. And technically, he wouldn't be in this matchup if it wasn't for his actions, but I digress. He's on the wrong side of the ring here against the Twisted Disciple. And now Ace Stone driving the head of Nate Shields into the ring post and does it again. And technically, Ace Stone could have went for the cover off of that jumping knee strike, because Ace Stone, or JH3 usually finishes his opponent that way. But I think it's crystal clear that the Twisted Disciples are going to have a little bit of fun here, or at least Ace Stone is anyway. He's going to have a little bit of fun here with Nate Shields. Probably using this to send a message to the, oh man, to JB and Big Mac. Twisted Intention. This match is a wrap. Oh, no it is not. No prop to the toughness of Nate Shields. But if you were Nate, then you got to ask yourself, why don't you just, let this one go and fight another day? Because I don't think the challenge that Mr. Bloomberg is going to give him is going to be anything, fair or reasonable or anything like that. So why would Mr. Bloomberg do any of that, especially now that he put his hand on an employee of his? Sucks that I got to say VIC is an assistant general manager, but it is a little. Anyway, look at this, and right now, Nate Shields, he's trying to fight out of his predicament. Trying to go for that discus big boot. Is he going to connect with it? Oh, no, it is not. JH3 able to counter that one. And look at this, the Falcon Air. Oh, no. Oh, wait a second. Colin Kane trying to jump in. Excellent counter on the part of Nate Shields. Great awareness while I'm at it. And somehow, some way, after all of that, Nate is in control. I got to give him a prop. I didn't think he would be. Off into the corner goes JH3. Uh-oh. About to send his boy flying with a belly-to-belly. Nate Shields could potentially pull this one off here. Nate Shields revving up. Discus. Big boot. Is it going to connect? Yes, it does. He has it. He has his one in the bag here. But Nate is tired. Nate is drained from everything that happened in this matchup. Colin Kane trying to jump in. Nate Shields fighting them off. Here we go. Insanity drive or the pout to Colin Kane. Ace Stone trying to jump in. He gets set packing for his effort. Now it's one-on-one JH3 and Nate Shields. Nate Shields is fighting. Nate Shields is doing what he can. Look at him. Oh! He's dumping him on his head and neck. Trying to get in this one. Trying to put the match away. Prompt to J3 for kicking out at 1. But Colin Kane's right there. Clash of the Titans. Oh, man. Clash of the Titans. Down goes J8. Oh, down goes. Oh, man. Down goes Nate Shield. The broken will. Jumping knee strike together. That combination is called brain damage. And now I think all they're going to do now is send Colin Kane. Get Colin Kane back in this one to finish it off. That spinning sidewalk slam. Down goes Nate Shield, and Nate Shield took a loss in this one. You know, I gotta applaud Nate Shield because for a brief moment, it looked like Nate Shield was gonna win that one. But then the numbered game of the Twisted Disciples came in full effect. The brain damage into the spinning sidewalk slam, leading the Twisted Disciples with a win, and they can now focus on the 2 out of 3 falls match against Blue Squad Up. Hey, yo, Johnny. I'm just going to put this out there to you right now. What happened out there to your buddy A2J, I'm not going to apologize for it. Because A2J took what was mine for the taking. A2J had in his possession the one thing that I was wanting to get since stepping foot into this. And so the fact that I got him in a no-hold-bar match gave me another chance to take it. So instead of doing all this preparation for you and A2J in your 60-minute Iron Man match, how about you prepare for me? Or how about I prepare for the guy that's the current All-Out Action World Champion? You see, you coming in and doing all this talking to me, that ain't going to fix the fact that you lost to A2J. You coming in threatening me, sitting there saying prepare for you and all that stuff, doesn't change the fact that you are not the current All-Out Action World Champion. And one more thing to point out. If A2J was able to beat you, and I'm typically neck and neck with A2J, and you're going to get a glimpse of that in that Iron Man match, who's to say that I can't beat you? Oh, you funny. Oh, you funny. You talking real heavy. So what about this then? Since you're so confident in yourself, how about you versus me? I'm even going to talk to Mr. Bloomberg about this. How about you versus me on the first episode of ACW then? Deal. But whether that be for a championship or not, well, that depends on how I do in that Iron Man match. See you then. Well, Johnny, I will sit here and tell you that it's more about not only how you do in that Iron Man match, but how you do at the end of an era pay-per-view. Because at end of an era, it will be the All-Out Action and All-Out Revolution World Champion in a title unification match. And so the winner will then become the first ever ACW World Champion. So now, as Adrian Oxley makes his way down to the ring, you can't help but to ask yourself, this little alliance that he has with Austin Wallace. Adrian, why are you trusting this guy? Seriously. We saw exactly what happened when Austin Wallace does not have need for anybody anymore. We saw that Austin Wallace turned on Jason Wells when he saw that Jason Wells was being drafted to All Out Revolution. Didn't even take a second thought about it. Just attacked him. Bang. Straight up. So, with a championship on the line, with your championship, Austin's championship, and Sean Wright's championship on the line in that triple threat title unification match, what in the world makes you think that Austin isn't going to do the same thing to you? What makes you think that? The fact that you trust this guy is beyond me. The fact that you trust this guy, admittedly, I really wonder. Well, I wonder a lot of things about you, Adrian. I really do. I really do. But I'll admit, as the United States Champion, he's been holding it down. He's been holding it down as the United States Champion ever since winning it back at Next Level, defeating Jay Morgan for that title. I think the only problem I can say is Adrian Oakley hasn't really defended the championship. Yeah, like maybe one or so defense since then. That's the only thing I can say. Maybe get some more defenses under your belt, homie. And improve your win-loss record in a non-title matchup. But speaking of guys that have a pretty solid, at least for right now, non-title match record, here comes the anonymous one, Jake Havoc, who actually defeated Austin Wallace in his in-ring debut here in All Out Action. And there's one more thing I would like to mention about Mr. Jake Havoc. His goal is to end corruption and do all this other stuff. And I was kind of curious on how in the world he was going to do that. And then asking that question, I got a very anonymous message, and I kind of wish I didn't see it, but you know, I digress. He basically says that every win he gets is with hope that his opponent sees the light. That his opponent sees the corruption that they've done. Their opponent sees the wrongdoing that they have committed. So his goal isn't necessarily to end people's careers. Isn't necessarily to take people out. It's by being in the ring with someone that is as fierce, that's as vicious as Jake Havoc, that they kind of see the error of their way. So it seems that Jake Havoc is real picky, I should say, because I can't really think of a different word. Very selective, let me say it that way, of who he's in that ring with. Like right now, he's in the ring with the United States Champion Adrian Oakley. And I think we're about to see a little bit of that fierceness that I was talking about. As the vicious shotgun drop kick, sending him back into the corner. And now going to immediately follow it up with a suplex. But I find that very interesting about him. He's very selective about who he wants to end up in the ring with. And so he debuted against Austin, and with Austin calling a distraction, allowing Adrian to take control, as per usual. But now he's in there against a guy who was allied with Wallace, so it makes a lot of sense to me if you ask me. Falcon Arrow. Down goes Adrian Oakley, and I don't think Adrian Oakley was expecting any of this out of Jake Havoc. At all. This right hand, though, great counter there from Havoc. Great takedown, great takedown from, takedown from Havoc, and now follow it up with a nice scoop slam. And look at it. Oh, man. Yeesh. Right to the bottom. He's trying to wear out. He's trying to wear out Oakley. Oakley catching him with a forearm. Oakley needed to do something because that was not looking good for Adrian Oakley in the slightest. Look at Havoc going to just follow up, take his time. Double underhook, suplex, going to go straight for the cover. I don't blame him. See if he can get this one done, and no, it is not. Look at the one count, but you know good and well, I think he knows that. And look how calculating the guy is. He knew that. He knew that that wasn't going to get the win. He knew that, you know, a pinfall this early in the match wasn't going to get the job done. I think he's doing that to send a message. And Northern Light suplex taking down Adrian Oakley, often calling it a distraction again. Keep my cool, going for a German suplex. Jake was able to counter, thank goodness. Oh! And the running knee strike, talk about making somebody pay after a counter, man. Let's see what Havoc got. Havoc getting a running start, Havoc running around the apron there. And probably follow up, but Adrian Oakley was able to get the better of that. Driving the knee right into the jaw. Now these two guys are out here on the floor. And Adrian Oakley knows what he's doing out here on the floor, man. That much is a given. And a DDT on the floor, man. Is it good audio, guys? All right, cool. Keep it together, y'all. Be professional. Be professionals here. And these two are also very professional athletes. Austin or Adrian doing what he can now to follow up and stay on top of Jake Havoc, especially given the very violent flurry of offense that Havoc was dishing out in the very beginning, and Austin Wallace going to throw in a chair. I'm trying to ignore this guy over here on the floor, but he's way too loud in two variations. What a boot there from Adrian Oxley going for the cover. Probably trying to kick Jake Havoc heading to the first row here in a kick out. But I'm trying to ignore the guy that's on the floor. First, for my own mental health and sanity. And second, it's hard to ignore him because he's way too loud with that gold suit on. Stop! You're not in the match. Let's focus on your little friend here who's actually doing a halfway decent job of getting Jake Havoc Northern like Superman. Oh yeah, and he also runs his mouth on the fact that he talks too much, but you know, everybody knows that. Goodness, Roadrunner couldn't keep up with this guy. Gonna go for a kick to the knee, great counter there, and I know I probably just alienated some of y'all. Roadrunner, do some research. Anyway, look at that, trying to go for a fake super kick connect, dropping Havoc. I'm surprised he didn't use that as a setup for his Oxley driver, but he's trying to go for a cover there and only gets the 2 count. But Jake Havoc is in a bit of trouble here against the United States champion. Adrian Oxley sitting there saying that that's a wrap, and for his sake, he better hope he's right. Call him up to his feet. He's very determined that this match is over, and he catches it with a blockbuster. Okay, I thought after all of that, if you would have messed around and got caught, Adrian, you had nobody to blame but yourself. It seems that Adrian Oxley's holding it down. Oh, trying to go for that fake super kick again. That time, Havoc was ready for him. A step ahead of the game. Great forearm there. Great shot to the chest from Havoc. And oh, right on fake foot right to the middle turnbuckle. Running elbow right to the face this time. Gonna go for a cover off of that. Probably think he got a knockout shot. Not a bad idea. They kick out at 1. That's surprising to me. But then again, it shows the toughness of the United States champion. Trying to stay focused there. All right, you know, Wallace, you need to chill out with the suit. The great suplex dumping Oxley on the back of his head and neck. Wait a second, it looks like he's going to do it again. Yes, he is. Oh, man. Second time in a row. I think this is definitely deliberate on the part of Jake Havoc, and now what he's doing. Toss him out to the floor. Is he going to do it again? Turn around, and yes, he's going to do it again. Oh, man. A very thin padding on that floor. And that's not a good look if you're Adrian Oxley going to spin him around again. Oh, that's up on the concrete. Goodness, man. I mean, talk about going to drastic measures to get a win. Legal, but vicious in itself. And referee, eject this man. Thank you. Good grief, why is that always allowed? Seriously. Now Adrian Oxley, surprisingly, was able to get his bearings back under, well, he got his bearings back underneath them, but due to the damage, couldn't follow up, and now he's getting hit with a brain buster. Adrian had to do something. Now Austin trying to cause every distraction in the book, because I think he knows Adrian Oxley is practically done. Done deal. Butterfly. DDT. Austin got hit with that. I hope he knows how much that feels. Hey, wait a minute. Look at that. You see that? Austin trying to pull the ref leg and miss. Thank goodness for that. And Jake Havoc picks up the win. Austin Wallace can mellow over there and pity and anger, and look at him. What, you couldn't beat the guy? Your friend couldn't beat the guy? Yeah, you better sit over there. He don't want none of that. He don't want none of that. He don't want none of having. Got it? Well, ladies and gentlemen, after a win like that, it is time to move on to our co-main event of the evening. Carolyn Amber versus Angelina Spears. As Havoc collects himself and gets out of here. And Austin and Adrian, they both, well, they get out of here in defeat. Bye. Goodbye. Here comes All Out Action Women's Champion. And if you probably noticed, the music is the same as the Twisted Disciple, because she is a member of the Twisted Disciples, and just that she's been, doing her own thing as the Women's Champion. But I will say, for those that are wondering, yes, Carolyn Amber is still a member of the Twisted Disciples, but she's been doing her own thing. And from all accounts, I've actually had the chance to speak to Carolyn, as intimidating as that was. But Carolyn said that the Twisted Disciples, they are, due to their life experiences, due to how they met, the circumstances that they met, the Twisted Disciples is a bond that can never be broken. The Twisted Disciples is a bond that can never be removed. And so, for those that were wondering if Carolyn is still associated with them, she is, absolutely. And she's been doing her own thing as a part of the Women's Champion, doing a great job at it. And right now, she gets to face Angelina Spears, not only the woman that she beat to become the Women's Champion in the first place, well, during her first reign anyways. Carolyn is a two-time Women's Champion after all. But not only the person that she beat, she gets to face Angelina Spears, the person that she beat in her first reign, but also facing a woman in Angelina Spears who technically never lost the Women's Championship in the first place. The only reason she does not have the championship now is because the division was disbanded and Angelina never lost the title. Good and well, she wanted to get that championship back, except one problem. She kind of can't. Because after her action at Breaking Boundary, tossing Chloe off the top of the truck, management has said that as long as they are in some type of power, Angelina will not be challenging for a women's championship of any type, of any sort whatsoever. So the only hope for Angelina to challenge for a women's championship again is for the, I think, Christina Miller and potentially Mr. Bloomberg, I don't know how he feels about it, to be removed from power. Which means Angelina is eventually going to reach unhinged level. But for right now, I'm pretty sure she's not only focused on getting a solid victory against the Women's Champion, but she's also focusing on end of an era where she has a grudge match against her quote-unquote friend, Angelina Spears, or Ashley Knight, I'm sorry. Because Angelina Spears has this unhealthy obsession with Ashley Knight. And wanted to be her friend, and wanted to help her, wanted to do all this. But Ashley is not having it. Ashley doesn't want it. And ever since then, Angelina been on this type of vibe where if I can't have it, nobody can. And I don't mean that in any type of derogatory way, the way they're thinking of it. And Angelina's just upset. Has this obsession with Ashley Knight. And right now she's obsessed on hurting the method, on beating the daylife out of the Women's Champion. I think Carolyn Amber, this is our co-main event, like I said. Coming up next will be the main event, the no-hold-barred match between A2J and RJ Miles. And given the comments of RJ Miles, they say he's ready to rock and roll in that one. And ladies and gentlemen, we will actually be going down over the card for the final episode of All Out Action following our main event. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss that. Apparently, VS has also added some stuff to the show, so you definitely want to stay tuned for that. Anyway, ooh. Oh! Boot sending Carolyn up and over to the floor. And that's the thing that Carolyn, I'm sure, is aware of. It's the prolific striking of Angelina Spears. And her overall ability to adapt. She's like a chameleon inside the ring. She knows how to adapt. She knows what to do. She knows what to do against any opponent. And look at this. This time she's going to take flight. And catching over the red arrow, we saw Kimiko attempt that earlier. She wasn't able to connect. Angelina did, but gets a 2.5 count. Look at Angelina taking her time, striking away at Carolyn Amber. What a knee strike. Angelina starting out this match on top. Oh, look at that, trying to go for the bot kick, and we usually see her use that to set up for the sister's kiss, but that's not going to happen. As Carolyn was able to counter And now she is putting in work on Angelina Spears. Oh, and she goes again. With the power game, Carolyn starts taking over. And now she noticed. She's working on that back, working on the spine, and then now just working on deadlifting and woman handling. Angelina Spears, look at it. Oh, man. Down goes Angelina. And Carolyn is continuing the assault. And now gonna build top Angelina across the ring. On her with a gorilla press, and now look at this. The man just dropping down. Angelina Spears. And Angelina needs to figure something out. Almost the end of heartache right there. See the spine of Angelina straight into a cover. And then kick out at 2. That was his back of the head. Angelina wasn't able to get up properly. Carolyn not even halfway allowing that. And the forearm across the face, and Carolyn now in firm control of this matchup. Definitely trying to do what she can to go into not only the next episode with the Fall Count Anywhere match unscathed, but also doing what she can to had to go for a splash in the corner. Great counter on the part of Angelina. Angelina now going to work. I'm going to withhold my thought for 5 seconds, but here we go. She caught her. Yo. Oh, man. Catches her and then powerbombs her on the floor. Woo. Carolyn might be wrapping this one up here. Bites her right on the head. Right into a cover. Wow, dude. Oh, wow. So cute. I think Carolyn in preparation for her Fall Count Anywhere match. Not only that, but end of an era. That's assuming she gets past Carmen in the first place. So the roads are not easy for the champion. For the champions of All Out Action and All Out Revolution. Is almost every single champion up to this point, probably minus the U.S. and Gloria with the Women's Championship, has some type of title defense leading into the pay-per-view. We're going to run down the card for end of an era. I can promise you the road for the champion on easy. Here we go. Oh! Catches the win again. Angelina with the red arrow. Spinning kick in the midsection. And that suplex. Excellent work. Keeping it simple, keeping it basic, but yet effective. Spears got Carolyn in a world of trouble here. Half and half. And then Raw type of Dave, groggy and confused. I'm sure Angelina isn't about to help matter, but great counter on the part of Carolyn. Almost using her height advantage to help get her over. Oh, trying to go for a knee strike. That was about to be vile. Oh, what a savant kick. Right to the mouth of Carolyn. That probably might be a knockout shot right there, and no, it is not. Carolyn Amber was going for that jumping knee strike, and we've seen her hit it. If she hits it, that's kind of a knockout shot right there, getting it from her Triple Disciple brethren in JH3. And excellent face buster from Angelina, straight into a cover. She might have to win the champion, though she does not. A contest these two women are putting on here. And the question is, who's going to take this one home? Who's going to ride out of here with a victory? But Angelina getting desperate now, going for a sleeper hold. Looking to try to make Carolyn tap out, but way too close to the rope there. Kick the leg again. Kick right to the face. The striking game of Angelina paying off. Striking combination on full swing. The bot kick missed. Great counter from Carolyn. About to go for a clothesline. Angelina was able to duck it. Putting her up over her shoulder. Sister's kids driving her down. Excellent work from Angelina Spears. Straight into a cover. Oh, a kick out at 2. How close was that? Ah, dude. Now Angelina going to send it to the outside. Angelina trying to do what she can to get the victory here. Gonna go for the striking on the outside of the floor right into the ring apron. And she came really blasted close to hitting that ring post while we're at it. With this 5-1. Oh! Into the barricade, bouncing her head first. Off the ring post, referee in the count of 4. Angelina's gonna strike away here. Net breaker on the floor. Angelina may be going for a count-out win. Oh! What a super kick. Angelina is continuing to strike away. Remember at the count of 7. Remember at the count of 8. Angelina. I think she hears the count, but I don't think she cares. And that's a double count out, but Angelina is not letting up in the slightest. I can almost guarantee you she heard the count. But she doesn't care. She just want to continue to put the beat down on Carolyn Amber here. This match ends to be a draw. But Angelina, oh man. I did say Angelina has gone a little bit crazier than normal. And we are clearly seeing a prime example of that in the beating that she is given to Carolyn Amber here. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh! By first. Right into the barricade wall. Right into the barricade. Not the barricade wall. Right into the barricade. Sister kick on the floor. For the second time. Now what? I mean, she already did it. What was it? No. No, again for the third time. Sister kiss. For the third time on the floor, Angelina sending a message, leaving Carolyn Amber in an absolute heat. Here on the floor, wait a second, there's Ashley. There's Ashley Knight. Jumping Angelina Spears. In payback for the previous episode. I think Ashley heard the message, and now this is return to sender for Ashley Knight here. Ashley Knight is unloading the GTS, and that's a second one, a different variation of it, but a GTS nonetheless. And Ashley Knight is making it loud and clear that she's ready for Angelina. She's not afraid of Angelina, and she's ready for end of an era. The third GTS in a row to Angelina Spears. Talk about message received for Ashley Knight. Yo, Nate, man, I saw what happened to you tonight, man. I hope you're all right. But, dude, I got to ask you, what the world were you thinking in the first place, man? I mean, all you had to do was keep you cool, bro. Z was trying to help you. When you was asking me what to do, I was saying, yo, just trust Z.I. Trust him. I know we ain't got the best history, but I believe his word when he said he was going to try to make things right with you. What you thinking, man? Dude, don't ask me about him. Okay? And you know, to tell you the honest truth, part of the reason I feel like I lost that match, not only because it was 3-on-1, but because my mind was nowhere near focused on that. All right? My mind is focused on end of an era. And the fact that Mr. Bloomberg is going to put me in a match, odds are an unfair match, or odds are in a match that's going to get to me more mentally. And I got your career and my career in the palm of both of our hands, man. I ain't here for that right now, okay? Hey, yo, don't be getting mad at me. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with you. I get that you're stressed out about end of an era. I get that you want to get your hands on Darren, but you can't because he's suspended. But don't be taking that out on me, man. I ain't had nothing to do with that. That's your fault. That's your action. Wayne, let me ask you one question. What do you know about this end of an era match? Are you my opponent? Did Mr. Bloomberg, Z.I., anybody come to you and say you're going to be Nate's opponent? No, man. I would have told you that by now, if it was. Nate, I know you call yourself the maniac inside that ring, bro. But it seems lately, art is starting to imitate life. Get your head on straight, man. Well, we're going to see. Nate is indeed going to have to keep his head on straight. I think Dwayne is telling the absolute truth. I think Nate has gone paranoid at this rate. Because, ladies and gentlemen, if we can fast forward to the end of an era, Nate Shields, yes, he's going to be in a challenge matchup. And if he wins, Darren is suspension is lifted sooner. But if not, him and Dwayne are fired. I can see where Nate's edge is coming from, but he might want to be careful, especially since he doesn't know what's going to happen. And I don't know what's going to happen here. Alec versus Brandon. Alec wants to get rid of Brandon once and for all. Is he going to do it at end of an era? I can't believe that match is taking place. And then we just saw the message that was received and sent back to Angelina Spears. Ashley Knight, Angelina Spears in a grudge match. Ashley is ready for Angelina. Angelina has this unhealthy obsession with Ashley. Ashley is trying to end it once and for all and prove that she never needed Angelina's help. Can she get the job done? And then this is going to be one of several title unification matches as Carolyn Amber is going to face Gloria Bath, champion versus champion title unification. Two of the most dominant women in All Out Action and All Out Revolution history, admittedly, are going to hook it up. And the winner will become the first ever ACW Women's Champion. And then one of the other title unification matches, it will be Adrian Oxley, Austin Wallace, Sean Wright, who will win and become the first ever ACW champion, whatever championship that may be. Austin and Adrian got this unhealthy alliance. Sean might want to have a couple of heads on his shoulders. He might want to watch out. Because if not, Adrian and Sean are going to take full advantage of it. And if they do that, well, then one of them are going to be walking out with the championship. But I don't trust Austin. So we're going to see how that goes. And then also at the end of an era, the Twisted Disciples, who made a very loud and clear statement towards Nate Shields. Got to worry about the Millennium Rider, but that's assuming both of them retain the title. Because the Twisted Disciples have a 2 out of 3 falls match against JB and Big Mouth, while the Millennium Riders have a tables, ladders, and chairs match. So what's going to happen at the end of an era if they survive? And then it's the World Championship title unification matchup, A2J and Jackson Wade. A2J has actually beaten Jackson Wade back on night 2 of the Action Draft. Can he do it again on the biggest stage? But that's assuming those two champions survive their respective title matches. Because A2J has a 60-minute Iron Man match against Johnny Rivers on the next episode, and Jackson Wade has a steel cage match against David Monster. That's a fun two-set of challengers, isn't it? And it will because A2J is surviving a World Championship match with RJ that I believe that this match is happening right here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our main event. RJ Miles versus A2J in a no-hold-barred matchup. These two went one-on-one on 2 episodes ago on All Out Action, in which it was a clinic of a World Championship matchup with A2J catching RJ Miles into a code breaker for the win. But RJ Miles didn't take too kindly to that, attacking A2J in the parking lot on the last episode and slamming him onto a car and even using the car door as a very dangerous weapon. So now we're going to run it back. It's no hold barred. Can RJ Miles get the job done this time around? And wait a minute, here comes A2J, not wasting any time here, going after RJ Miles and looking at, he's going to let him soak it in. He's going to let RJ Miles soak in the moment before A2J goes in for the attack here. And ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you all for watching up to this point if you have, and if you haven't done so already and you're still throwing a line, hit the like, comment, subscribe, and click the bell icon. That way you don't miss another upload. Because it looks like A2J isn't about to miss with his target. Look at that. A2J proving once again why he's a human highlight reel. But now, for this match, we got to prove how vicious A2J can get. Because, fun fact, RJ Miles won his first ever All Out Revolution World Championship in a no disqualification submission match. So this is a very familiar environment for RJ Miles. So we're going to see how A2J can take this environment. Because we're used to A2J being that pro wrestler doing stuff inside the ring. We're going to see how down and dirty he can get here against someone like him and RJ Miles here. Oh! Gore Buster, GTS, these two men are fighting up on the ramp here. No good can come from this. Oh! And A2J is learning that firsthand. The pop-up Samoan drop by and first across the ramp. That is solid steel there. And now RJ Miles got a perfect target on the spine of A2J. And I gotta say, A2J was the one that got to jump off on this matchup. And I think it's clear that since RJ Miles now got his footing, good luck with that really lasting too long. And now RJ Miles gonna go after another weapon. He's gonna go after a steel chair. Oh! Just bashing him right in the head with it, not showing any remorse for the A2J, but why would he? I mean, we heard the word of RJ Miles earlier. He feels that A2J stole the one thing that was his. He feels that A2J, robbed him of a chance to become a world champion. And it didn't help that Johnny Rivers kind of called him out for his action either. Uh-oh. Speaking of action, RJ got some pretty vicious ones in mind for A2J now, powerbombing him straight through the table. The vision is on display of RJ, and the match was almost over right there. Unfortunately, A2J able to kick out, shows his toughness. And if you're A2J, this is not the type of matchup you want to be in. So close to a 60-minute Iron Man matchup. But again, when have you ever known VI to make things easy with these all-out action competitors? That's the beauty of all-out action, man. Every single time these wrestlers came out here, they always put on a show. Every time these wrestlers came out here, they always gave it 125%, no matter the circumstance. And there's been action like this that has kept us rolling for over 60 episodes now. And there's also support from you guys that has kept us rolling for over 60 episodes. So I'd like to thank you guys once again as well. Right now, I'm pretty sure A2J would be very thankful for his nearest doctor and medical personnel after this one, because RJ Miles has been wearing down the leg, have been wearing down the back, been wearing down every single part of A2J. Now we got a submission locked in on the floor, knowing good and well he can't make him tap out there. But it's definitely gonna. Oh no! I thought I was about to go for something there, but A2J able to counter. What a Northern Light on the floor. And I was saying they're definitely going to be able to provide a leverage advantage for RJ Miles in this match. The weaker A2J is, but A2J able to get out of it. A2J fought back with the Northern Light, and now we're going to see where he does and where he takes it from here. And RJ Miles whipped first into the now able to knock with him head first off of it, and A2J is going to need to kind of step out of his element. I mean, the most extreme we've seen A2J get was admittedly in a ladder match. That's about the most extreme thing he's been in. And a triple threat match, which you can argue with no disqualification, so with that. And as far as these no-hold bar matches, that isn't really A2J's forte, but he looks like he's about to adapt pretty well to that. He just powerbomb on the floor, sending RJ head first into the ring post now, and now RJ Miles is in a world of trouble looking at A2J. Sending RJ Miles by first into the barricade. A little payback from what we saw towards the beginning stages of this match when RJ had control. And now A2J grabbing a kendo stick. Now he's waiting on RJ to get back to his feet. This isn't a good look. Oh, he catches it. Oh! And he catches him in the ribs, and now RJ Miles, how quick the tide turned, the kendo stick shot, clean across the back, and now wearing out the leg with that kendo stick. And again, RJ Miles continuing to target the knee and the leg of A2J. Good grief. Bumping out the knee, and this hasn't been a good look for A2J in this matchup. DDT on the steel chair. Probably knocked out. A2J going straight for the cover here. And they kick at it too somehow on the part of A2J. And I keep wanting to ask the question, how come some of these men and women don't just, hold off and fight and live to fight another day, especially A2J. He could have a 60-minute Iron Man match. Next episode against Johnny Rivers. 60 minutes. You can only imagine the stuff that he's going to go through. And that's assuming he makes it out of this match in one piece, given RJ's mindset going into this thing. Uh-oh. This isn't looking good. A2J is in a world of trouble. Superplex off the top rope. Wait a minute. Roll through. Falcon Arrow flying first on the kendo stick. Green Martian Miles isn't letting up here. And he gets the 2.5 yet again. RJ Miles is feeling this one. Crowd loving every bit of the action that they're witnessing here. And look at this. Oh, a fisherman suplex right on the steel chair, man. And now, I think he may have missed the chair, but either way, it's still effective nonetheless. Oh, he's just wearing him out with that steel chair and deliberately taking the chair to the back of his head and to the spine of A2J here. Uh-oh. Oh no. This isn't a good look. Running power bomb from RJ Miles and a kick out at 2 from A2J. You gotta ask, how much more can A2J take? He's a tough cat, I know. But still, you gotta ask that question. How much more can A2J take? RJ Miles got the steel step. You want to talk about bad intention? This is it. A2J realizing that, and now he's trying to crawl away there. But RJ Miles driving the steel stairs into the back of the leg of A2J. Have fun walking, A2J. Breathe that was vicious. To say that RJ Miles isn't in the mindset to cripple A2J. Oh, man. And then the power bomb onto the step for good measure. Oh, man. A2J is going to now pushing the stairs into the knee. A2J is RJ Miles is trying to cripple A2J, and now he's going for a submission here, trying to make him tap out, and A2J is driving in pain here. I mean, giving the stare to the legs and everything else, and RJ Miles lets it go. I guess he realizes that A2J is not going to go down. But again, you got to question. How far is too far? How much is too much? And when is it the case of having too much heart being a bad thing? I think we reached that point with A2J. Yeah, you could probably say he suffered worse. But, vicious, fair shot right to the head. Absolutely drilling. Absolutely drilling A2J. I got the steel steps in hand again. And again, bouncing it off the head of A2J, who was split wide open at this point. Going straight for the cover. And a kick out at 2 on the part of A2J, and RJ Miles is about to blow a gasket at this point, trying to figure out how to put this man away. RJ Miles grabbing a steel chair, and A2J making it back to his feet. Look at A2J diving to the outside. A2J saw an opening, and he knew that he had to take advantage of it pronto, and took advantage of it. He did. Look at that. Kick the chair, deadlift face. And now A2J can spin this matchup around. He got to end this one quickly if he can. Oh, wait a minute. Oh! Great spin and fly from RJ Miles. And wait a second, we saw similar sequences this last time around between these two. A2J getting the better of the exchange here. Spiral tap, RJ Miles rolling out of the way. And then arm drag bringing him over. RJ Miles sitting there thinking about going for the mile-long ride. Is he going to have it here? Oh, no, it is not. A2J able to counter it. A2J not going to let this matchup in yet. Now what? Hang him upside down in the clear wall. We've never seen anything good come out of this. What is A2J doing? A2J, what the? A2J about to get crazy up in there. A2J, coast to coast. Absolutely decking RJ Miles. Coast to coast from A2J. For the cover, no. 2 count. A2J looks almost half perplexed at this point. But he got to keep it rolling. Ooh! They kick right to the top, right to the face of RJ. Oh, my. A2J just about landed on his neck on that one. RJ Miles going to take full advantage. Wait a minute. How in the world did A2J counter that one? Power bombing RJ Miles on the floor. Oh, the toughness of A2J. And you know his head and neck got to be in some serious pain, though. Uh-oh. Now A2J got some evil thoughts in mind. That much is a given. And doing that announce table cover. RJ Miles might want to what? No? No? Getting back in the ring. Gonna grab a ladder now. One of A2J thing. And now, looking to, well, I think it took a little bit too long. Oh! Apron suplex, bringing him back in. RJ Miles looking to make A2J pay for doing what he was doing. And a kick out at 2.5. So close again. Yeah, RJ Miles stepping out to the apron. Thinking. He's contemplating something. He got something twisted in mind. He's just slowly getting back up to his feet here. Caught body. Great counter from A2J. Pops him up. Here we go. Cradle shot. Dropping him down. That might be over for RJ. No, it is not. A2J, RJ Miles has been bringing it. These two men clearly not going to let up, not going to slow down in the slightest. They'll send him out to the apron. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no, this isn't a good look for RJ Miles. Suplex 5 first across the apron, and for the sake of RJ Miles, he is lucky that ladder moved out of the way, because that was about to be a real bad experience. Oh no. Ooh, that's still not a good experience. Pop-up cutter on the ladder. And now A2J. Spiral tap on the floor. RJ Miles is in a world of trouble. Gonna roll through schoolboy. Powerbomb. RJ Miles and A2J are bringing it. Now how much more can these two men take? Oh! What a forearm. What a forearm from A2J, and what a matchup these two are putting on here. A2J knowing good and well we got an Iron Man match coming up, looking to end things with RJ Miles once and for all here. Calling him up to his feet. Let's see what he got. The leader of the no. Oh, he got him. Oh, he got him in the back of his head off that ladder. Oh, man. RJ might be knocked out. No, he is not. Yo. People are giving everything they got, man. How much more can these two take? Oh, gonna go for that code breaker. RJ Miles is ready. Oh, dragging him over again. This time to the outside goes A2J. You two are dragging each other to bring it on. Here we go. Here we go. Forearm from A2J. Great forearm from RJ Miles now. You are bringing it. Oh! Shot just echoing all around Gainesville. Georgia's been in for a treat here. Georgia has been in for an absolute treat here in this matchup. These two men are just battering each other. And the beauty of it is, this all started over the World Championship. The drive-by kick from RJ Miles. And now, you might be finishing this one off. RJ Miles got something in mind for that ladder, though. What are you doing? RJ Miles is, on A2J, right in the back, and now he's dropping the ladder right into the leg of A2J again. Look at the viciousness on display here from RJ Miles. But again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. This is the same thing that won him a World Championship Achilles lock is locked in. If A2J gonna tap out this time, given everything he went through. A2J is hanging on for dear life in this one. He gotta do something. He either gotta tap or get his leg broke. RJ Miles is hanging on. A2J not letting up in the slightest. This is absolutely insane. Is he gonna tap out here? And RJ Miles is getting frustrated and letting the hold go. I give credit to A2J for not tapping out. But at what cost? At what risk did he make that judgment call? DDT on the steel chair again. A2J definitely going to need to get his leg checked out here when this matchup is over. And you know that he's not going to go into the Iron Man matchup 100% at this rate. And, oh no. Oh no, this is... Oh, come on, man. Oh, come on, I get it. I get it, man. You want the... Oh, thank goodness. A2J was able to get out of that one. Get caught again. RJ Miles get caught once again. Jumping up on his head, hitting him. I think he hit the chair, right on top of that chair. On the ladder to the outside. Not really needed in these parts. But what more can these two men do? What more can these two men give? Out to the apron goes RJ. Oh! A2J sending him crashing into the ladder on the floor. Oh, now A2J going back to that announce table. Now he's going back to that announce table. This isn't good. RJ Miles is in a heap of trouble. Through the announce table goes RJ Miles. That face crusher. Sending RJ through the table. Crowd has been in for a treat with this one. But I think RJ Miles might be done. Uh-oh. Oh, that was it. What is A2J thinking? A2J. Oh! And then head first on the stick. Oh, no. Oh, no. A2J. No! Oh! A2J with a concerto over the skull of RJ Miles. Cold breaker. A2J might have this one in the bag, man. Cold breaker for the second time. Not even going to bother. Just straight for the cover. And A2J picking up a win. What a matchup, man. What a vicious, brutal affair between these two. But the question remains, can A2J hold on to his world championship? Because next episode, he has a 60-minute Iron Man matchup against Johnny Rivers. So ladies and gentlemen, let's take a moment and let's run down those matches for the final All Out Action episode. Stay with me here. What a matchup we just saw in our main event. Ladies and gentlemen, let's run down the matches here. First off, we have Carmen taking on Carolyn Amber. Fall count anywhere, given the victory that Carmen had and given the word of Carolyn Amber. These two in a fall count anywhere match on the next episode is about to be something special. The winner will go on to end of an era, but who will it be? Carmen or Carolyn Amber? These two look to finish the score once and for all. Also, the All Out Action Tag Team Championships on the line. 2 out of 3 falls. Twisted Disciples versus 2 Squad Up. A-Stone and JA3 put on a violent performance against Nate Shields. Next week is 2 out of 3 falls. Can they beat 2 Squad Up? They did it once before. Cheating, but they did it before. Can they do it again? And this match was just signed. AOA United States Championship on the line. Dwayne Frost versus Adrian Oxley. Dwayne Frost is looking to get a measure of revenge on Adrian Oxley for him costing Dwayne the shot at the All-Star Championship. Can Dwayne make it right and win the United States title? And then 2 former old rivals lock it up one more time. Jay Morgan, Austin Kazarian. Jay Morgan is looking to get rid of Austin Kazarian once and for all. But if we see anything like the Austin Kazarian that we saw tonight, Jay Morgan might be in trouble. But these 2 rivals look to hook it up one more time. Jay Morgan, Austin Kazarian, who is it going to be? And as I mentioned all throughout this episode, 60-minute Iron Man match. Johnny Rivers, A2J, AOA World Championship is on the line. The winner will go to end of an era to face Jackson Wade. Who will it win? Who will it be? Who will win this mega main event between Johnny Rivers and A2J and go to end of an era? Tune in to the next episode to find out. And until then, be a boss, and I will holla at you guys later.